moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates Morning Show. This is your favorite youth host, Dwayne Nurse, and we are live here in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago this morning. And it's always a pleasure to be with you, our viewers, our ardent viewers, especially for those who support the Youth Wednesday morning show. We are, I want to give a special shout out to those who are viewing us on our various platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Channel 102 on Amplier, and all others. This morning we are a bit short-staffed this morning, but I am also joined with...
Good morning, Dwayne, short-staffed, but I'm still happy to be here with you.
Oh yes, it's such a pleasure. You look lovely in your red
Thank
and white
you very
brigade,
much.
should I say? And loving the ras, man.
Thank you so much.
What has been happening in this space though, or what are we anticipating to happen, in this season?
Well, in this season for us, I think it's camp. It's camp for us.
Right.
Are you ready for camp? I think we were in a meeting together last night, Dwayne.
I'm not. But there's Carnival upcoming, the National Carnival. Tobago now has two carnivals, one in February, one that we celebrate in February, and one that we celebrate in October. Also, but before Carnival though, we are also anticipating the THA's Interdepartment. I hope to see you there. If not, you'll be missing out.
I take this as my official invite from you,
Yes.
so I'll try my best to be there.
You can. You could wear black, but I will tell you what color to wear.
Okay.
I'll tell you what color to wear.
This color is your department.
Yes, the colors will be my of course. So the more the merrier.
It's only right, because you are inviting me, so I'll wear your colors for you.
Yes, please and thanks. But I think there's something I wanted to share with the viewers this morning, and it's about our police service. Now, I don't care about the brouhaha prior, but I had an experience in the last week, where I witnessed civilian littering. Of course, I told him about it because given that I'm an environmental science student,
Wow.
you know, it just irked me to see him just throwing a piece of paper on the ground. So I told him about it, and the man proceeded to pelt another one on the ground.
Oh my.
So I got upset, didn't want to take law into my own hands. So I called the police, Scarborough that is, and the response from the police service was very nonchalant and very wanting. And it just occurred to me, how can we solve crime if these small deviant behaviors, which are, well, we scale them, there's no enforcing of those simple and small laws like littering, right? I was told that there's a patrol in the area. The officer didn't take my number, and the man was just left, you know, to do as he pleased. And that's just one of many examples that I don't know about. But the real issue is, how can we solve crime if these simple infractions of the law are not being dealt with? It's an enigma in my mind, and it is indicative of why we are where we are today. I make no apologies for saying it, but I do have any real confidence in this service, and this is my views. It is not the views of Tobago Updates.
Okay, so I understand your opinion and where you're coming from, but you have to remember that this is not just one scenario. The police has performed in other areas where they have done outstanding jobs. However, it is sad to hear that this small thing is not seen as important in society itself, because a lot of people don't take littering very seriously until the major effect of it happens, where we have clogged drains and there is flooding when there is rainfall and stuff like that. So I think it's a joint effort along with the police service to help to curb this, right? And then maybe if we take these things as citizens as well seriously, crime could be curbed as well.
Right. I mean, I agree to the extent that the police has done work, but in that instance, I could only speak for what I see. But enough of the police and the littering talk. You know, we're going to go over to Natalia Nancis for news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Dwayne. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 24th January 2024. The PNM Tobago Council criticizes the THA administration for transferring Tobago events from the National Carnival to the Tobago October Carnival. Yesterday, in a media statement, the party accused Chief Secretary Farley Augustine of deciding to move the parade of bands and eliminate Juve and Night Mass without consulting band leaders, branding the decision dictatorial. The PNM expressed concerns, criticizing the administration's lack of planning and its adverse effects on band leaders, vendors, and citizens dependent on the National Carnival. The Tobago People's Party is preparing for internal elections. The party recently reviewed its constitution with the assistance of legal experts and obtained ratification through a vote. Chief Secretary and interim political leader Farley Augustine outlined the next steps, which includes an internal election at a date to be announced. Plans for increased visibility include cottage meetings and public engagements. He also clarified that the TPP is officially registered with the Elections and Boundaries Commission, countering misconceptions. Energy Chamber Chairman Jerome Dukey urged for faster approval of energy products, citing potential savings of $120 million by shortening the time to drill an oil well by 1 year. Speaking at the Energy Chambers conference yesterday, he revealed a report identifying 33 approvals across 8 agencies, with an average 12-year period from bid round to first gas. Dukey proposed collaboration to streamline processes, emphasizing the need to support small and medium businesses in the challenging industry. He urged Trinidad and Tobago to enhance its appeal as an investment destination by boosting gas production and facilitating international market access for energy companies. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Natalia Nancis, for news in 90 seconds. We're going to go straight over to our birthdays, and we have just about 3 birthdays for you this morning. And first, on our list, we have Miss Kershaw Cowan. A happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family. Who do we have next?
Keep it rolling, Dwayne. Keep it rolling.
All right. Mr. Melende Sebro, good morning and happy birthday goes out to you. And the last but certainly not least,
well, Dwayne, that was all the birthdays for today, but these two certainly can enjoy their birthdays in full.
I was mistaken.
Yes.
Right, but happy birthday goes out to you, to our birthday celebrants this morning from the Tobago Updates family and your favorite youth hosts here on the Tobago Updates Youth Wednesday morning show. We're going to go over to the rundown this morning, and we have a simple but interesting rundown for you this morning. First, we have Ariana Macmillan, owner and the founder of Riri Gifted Hands, and that interview will be conducted by Miss Nancis. And then we have coming on joining us soon is Mr. Shaquille Sylvester to talk about a little bit about what they're having in store for Interdepartment 2024. And we then have Mr. Luke Trim and yours truly closing off this segment for today. That's it for the rundown for this morning. Natalia Nancis, we rather tell them to do what? Share the live.
Share the live. Share the live.
We'll be right back.
Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JK Tech TT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Your destiny. The best way to predict it is to create it. Do you see yourself exploring exotic destinations or spending quality time with family? However you see yourself, create your own retirement destiny with Tata Life's Destiny Personal Savings Booster. Choose from one of 3 investment options with guaranteed minimum investment returns to secure a monthly retirement income for life, with the option to choose your retirement age. So what's your retirement destiny? Call 62-TATIL or visit tatil.co.tt to learn more today. Conditions apply. Tatil Life, a member of the Ansa Makal Group.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
And we are back here on Tobago Updates Youth Wednesdays here at Portmore, Scarborough. We're starting our first interview with the one and only Ariana Macmillan. She is the owner of Gifted Fingers by Riri. Yes, that's correct. I want to make sure that I get that correct, you know. So we will be speaking about her experience through CXC. We know it's a rigorous process, but Ariana made it out to being on the merit list, the only Tobago students to make it to the merit list for visual arts. And she's also been placed 12th in the Caribbean for this subject area. Right, so we're moving on into our interview. Ariana, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. So one special thing, Dwayne mentioned that there were 3 birthdays today. We read 2, but Ariana is our 3rd. So we're going to say happy birthday to Ariana. Shout out to Ariana's family who will be joining her to celebrate this birthday today. So you want to tell us a little bit about your plans, or are you giving you the plans with your family? You want to tell us a little bit about your plans?
I already have no plans this morning.
You have no plans at all?
No, not really.
You're just going to walk. You know, Scarborough is a lovely place, you know. So you're going to walk about Scarborough, try to enjoy yourself today, make the best of it. Yes?
Yeah.
Ariana is currently a student at the Speyside High School. This is where she registered for CXC, and through this is where she got her learning experience to pursue visual arts for CXC itself. Yes? Right. So, how was your preparation for exams like?
I would say the preparations were very hectic because it was a lot of stress doing, have to go through books and have to do these business for art as well. So it was kind of hard to balance.
Right. So you mentioned your balance, right? What was your strategy like? I know obviously visual arts wasn't the only subject that you would have pursued at the 5th form level. So what other subjects did you do, and how did you balance it? What was your strategy?
Well, I did chemistry, biophysics, clothing and textiles, maths and English, and obviously art. But what I did was, on evenings when I go home, I do the work that I have to do first, like the homework, and then I sit down, I paint or I sew the bags and other things.
Right. Okay, so what was your preparation for visual arts itself like? So you mentioned that you did balance the subjects that you had, but what was your preparation for visual arts itself? I had a few friends that did visual arts, and it was a rigorous process to get ready for CXC. So what was that process like for you?
Well, it was kind of, I would say, a little challenging because the SBAs I had to do over some SBAs for art. But I pulled through thanks to my teacher, Miss Orr, Sir Thomas and Sir Roberts. I had the opportunity to pull through, and then I had these other things to do. So,
okay, because you're balancing Riri's Gifted Hands by Riri.
yeah.
Yes, and you're also preparing for CXC itself, as well as balancing the other stuff. You had a lot on your plate for CXC, but I'm happy you pulled through to make it to the merit list for visual arts as the only student from Tobago. Let me just mention that one more time. All right, so what made you choose the pieces that you did for the exam? What inspired your choice? Was it strategy, what you were best at, or did you have inspiration from elsewhere?
Well, what chose me to do underwater paintings, because that's what mostly all my art SB is about. I would say when I was small, my parents would, carry me to Pigeon Point Beach, although I can't swim to save my life. But we went on a glass bottom boat, and I was looking underwater, and I was like, these corals are beautiful. So these paintings are a vision of what the underwater will look, even though I'm not under there, but is what my vision will look like.
So this is art underwater from your perspective on land, because as you said, you can't swim.
Yeah.
I join you. I have no shame. I live on an island and can't swim. Right. Okay, so were you always into art, or was it something that you developed along the way?
I would say it runs in the family, actually. So from my grandparents, my daddy, my mommy. So it actually runs in the family, and I started to love it because from small I used to take like sharpener shavings and stick up and make other things. So it could say runs in the family.
All right. What is your end goal for your art? What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be an artist, or is there a specific area that you'll be getting into?
Well, to be honest, I want to do a phlebotomy. Like a doctor,
phlebotomy.
but the art and the sewing just a like a side hobby, you know, to make money. So it's a little side hobby. So
Don't be afraid of saying that is a way of making money. 2 incomes are always better than one, really and truly. Right. So you want to become a phlebotomist and do your art on the side. So tell us a little bit about your business, Gifted Hands by Riri.
So this business started when I decided to make one bag. Like my cousin actually taught me how to make the bag. And at this, after a time, I started sitting down and saying, you know what? Why not start a business with painting and the bags? So I decided to sew bags, pencil cases. I started to do the netted covering for bathing suits. I was like, you know what, why not start a business so they could get it to match it? They all fit everything when they're going to the beach. I started doing paintings where my aunties and started asking me to do some paintings for them actually. So I would just want to say thanks to God that I have the opportunity to do this, that He gave me the strength to do all of this. So
it's you that I'll be checking to have my bath suit coverall customized, right? So if I give you a color and the design and everything, you'll put it together for me.
I'll put it together.
Great. Love to hear it. How has what was your sales have been like? So you said that some of your aunts have requested paintings and stuff from you. Have you had any sales to the general public? And where can we find your information and the rest of your art?
Well, you could go to Instagram and put Riri's_gifted hands 18.
Okay, so we'll have the studio put that up for viewers so that they can take a visit to your page and get those lovely bathsuit coveralls. I am stuck on that. And they can also get the paintings and the art and stuff like that. Okay, so what is your piece of advice to students pursuing CXC art this year? Seeing that you did make it to the merit list, I know it was a hard journey, as you've said. What is your advice to students pursuing visual arts this year?
Well, first of all, I want to tell them put God first, because He's the reason why we're alive today. He's the reason we can reach to the end. He's the reason I end up on the merit list, because without Him, I wouldn't be there. And I would say do not give up. Let your teachers guide you. You might get a little buffing, but the little buff is what get me there.
Right.
So say, yeah.
Okay. What was your reaction like when you found out that you were on the merit list?
I would say I was just surprised. I couldn't believe it because it is my first time ending up there. So I would say I was actually shocked.
You were shocked. Okay, and I saw your aunt walking with you this morning. What was her, because I know her personally, what was her reaction like? What was your family's reaction to you being on the merit list?
My mommy, she was very happy. Like, she was smiling. That everybody was happy.
And how did you find out that you were 12th in the Caribbean for visual arts?
I would say a teacher, she's like my mother in school. So she messaged my mom and told her that our very own Ariana Macmillan has placed 12th in the Caribbean and the only student from Tobago. So that's how I got to know that I ended up on the merit list for visual arts.
Okay, and any advice to young people having to balance so much for CXC, because you balance your business, the other subjects, and visual arts itself? I mean, it was part of your subject areas, but you put more emphasis into visual arts, I should say, to be on the merit list. So what advice do you have to students balancing other things other than their schoolwork itself and those aspiring to have a business like yours?
I would say do not give up, put your heart out in it, or like be more persistent about it, be more determined, because you will reach there, you will get there. Do not give up, like how some other people don't give up already. So, just be more out there.
Okay. All right. So, Ariana, I am giving you the opportunity to shout out those of your family members and your friends that helped you along the way and are continually supporting you in your ventures. So, you can go right ahead and give them a little shout out.
All right. Say thank you to my mommy, my daddy, my brothers, I would like to say thank you to my aunties, my cousins, my friends. Tinia, I have a bathing suit for you, but don't worry, you'll get it. So I like to say thank you for them, because without them and God, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to do art. So,
Okay.
so I say thank you.
Right. I am personally requesting an art piece. I don't like underwater life. I don't like to be underwater either. So I'm requesting a marine life art piece from you. Okay? All right. So thank you, Ariana, for joining us today on Tobago Updates, Youth Wednesdays. We continue, of course, with our program. We will have the interdepartment discussion with Mr. Shakil Sylvester. So we ask you to stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Strawberry Local Road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee, as we are matching or beating any quotations.
Flow is bringing Carnival and Cash home with a total of $300,000 in cash back when you pay on time, sign up, or upgrade to an everything plan. Plus, we're live streaming fets so you could wind down in your bed. Hosting Blue Friday lines at your favorite hangouts. So every Friday you could play a mass and win free fet tickets plus Carnival costumes. Flow bringing Carnival home so you could like yourself. Visit in-store or discoverflow.co for more details. Flow, inspired by you.
Hey, it's you. Come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it's your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before your Ramajé, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Strawberry Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house gets flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates Morning Show. You're viewing us here at live here in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago. Yes, as I said earlier, we are a bit short-staffed this morning, but we called out reinforcements, and we have none other joining us this morning in the discourse, Mr. Luke Trim, the one and only Luke James Trim.
Good morning, everyone. And like Dwayne said, they called out the reinforcements this morning, even though I was well resting. Phone on do not disturb, but they always find some way to get on to me. So good morning, everyone, and I hope you all are enjoying your day today thus far. So Dwayne, lead the way.
All right, how are you?
I am good. You tired, but good.
You were quite pivotal or involved in the youthful discussion about the autonomy issue. Mm-hmm. Well, the thrust for autonomy for Tobago. Do you really believe that Tobago is deserving, is ready for its autonomy?
Interesting question. So, do I believe that Tobago is ready? I think any island, any country that deserves to have that power to govern the island should be ready. And I always made mention to the ongoing debates with the Privy Council versus the CCJ. Because I remember coming out of that, one philosopher asked the question, why should a country's last deciding body be outside of the country? Why is it that as the Caribbean we have to look to the UK when we have to do our final appeals? It's the same thing we are seeing here in Trinidad and Tobago. Why is it that we have to wait on Parliament for to decide the matters that are really relating to Tobago and Tobago's nuances? So I think Tobago is ready. I don't think we were never not ready. Right. We have been working hard. They have been doing the consultations. They have been, doing the research. They have been talking to the international experts. So it's just a matter of, things manifesting and coming into light. Yeah. But I think that if we are to become an autonomous island, it's going to be a plus for us. We will finally have that power and that authority to really take care of the things that really relate to Tobago and Tobago only.
Right. When I was first introduced to the idea of Tobago having its autonomy, one of the questions in the room at the time was, is Tobago ready? And there were a lot of arguments and so on for that. And I'm saying this to say that when Mr. Charles was alive, he was one such person who was at the forefront of Tobago's autonomy and agitating for Tobago's autonomy. Have you considered as a youth, what are some of the implications or the rippling effects should this thing pass tomorrow? Have you considered some of the adjustments that needs to be made as it pertains to our autonomy? Because, of course, it's not just about according lawmaking powers, but it's taking on, literally the central government is giving us a part of itself, a part of its powers, for us to govern ourselves legislatively and administratively. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on that, Dwayne, when you change something, it obviously takes a while to really soak into it. And I made mention that when the bill spoke about us becoming a unicameral legislative body, it has the pros, it has the cons. I think the pro is that if we are to pass something here in Tobago, it's going to be faster because we're going to see a bit more efficiency. But when you look at bicameral systems like what we have in Parliament, when something is introduced to the House, it goes through scrutiny because it has the Senate, it has the House of Representatives, right? So so when it is actually passed, you have the assurance that it went through the process.
Ventilated.
It was looked at with a magnifying glass, but you don't get that sort of attention to detail with unicameral legislative bodies and systems. But implications, well, as a people, Trinidad and Tobago, we are always slow to change. Sometimes people don't like change because they are so accustomed to something that they claim is working. But when we look at other countries like the US and China, they are always developing. So it's time for us to probably take a page, and we could really see Tobago becoming what we call it,
the greatest little island
on the planet. Exactly.
And look, interesting when you raised the unicameral system, what came to mind was separation of powers and accountability. Separation of powers affords accountability. That's the underlying premise. And it begs the question, now, should there be a real sound argument for Tobago to have a unicameral system for checks and balances and separation of powers? Do you think that, looking at the bill, in your humble view, there's provisions for that to seamlessly happen, even if it's 5 years after, 10 years after, given what has been happening? I mean, the truth is the Tobago autonomy issue is older than we are. Given that, do you think that it's seamless and there are adequate provisions? Should there be a change necessary?
Well, should there be a change to it? I think you made a mention to arguments, and it's been something I've been noticing in Tobago's space, is that when you look at the United States, when they are, gunning for constitutional reform, everybody speaks with one voice, and we are not seeing that here in Tobago, especially where political heads are concerned. One political leader is saying one thing, another one is saying another thing, another one is saying another thing. So when we as the public, we are listening to the news and we are trying to take in this information, it's confusing. It's very confusing because we are not speaking as one voice as Tobagoans. In my opinion, it seems to me that this is a fame game. People are looking to say, well, we got the autonomy bill, or Tobago became an autonomous island because of, and it really defeats the purpose. It really defeats the purpose, especially for us as the public who would like to know what it is all about. When we look on the news, we listen to the radio, it's always a different story every day. And I was speaking to Nana yesterday, and we were saying in other countries in the United States, for example, let's say they are arguing something like abortion, and you may have one view, and then I come up and I say, women should not have the right to their body. It's comments like those that will really make you lose your job, lose your seat, lose the trust of the public. But we don't really see that here happening in Tobago. I think Tobagoans have this culture, although they don't agree with what you are doing or what you are standing for, they always like to wait until elections to show you how they feel. They ever really call you out and let you know, hey, this is not what I agree with. I voted for you, or I support you, and I don't like the views that you are representing. So when it comes to the unicameral systems and all those stuff, it is confusing because I think that aspect of the bill opens up a lot of argument. People are going to use that aspect to build arguments of why you shouldn't do this, why you shouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, my main concern is that we are not speaking
in one voice. And that's evident. And before Mr. Charles' passing, he did advocate that we speak with one voice. And it's important. And he always referenced the fact that when before Trinidad and Tobago was given its independence, Mr. Dr. Eric Williams and I can't remember the other person at the time, spoke with one voice when they went to the Queen for it. And there's a need for us to do that. And while we are on the topic of central government and Tobago, I could also safely say that central government in all its incarnations have not been speaking with one voice when it comes to Tobago's autonomy. When Mr. Ian Robinson became, I think, was president or prime minister, he used, when his party won, he used that as a lobby for him to get for Tobago to get the autonomy that we enjoy today. Same thing in Mr. Hochreid Charles' time. Mr. London sent down bills, and the PP government at the time sent forward, put it towards Parliament, and the Tobagonians at the time rejected it. Right? So there has not been adequate consensus across the board, right? And I think if we are to really be a true sovereign nation, we have to see the merit in the issue of having Tobago more autonomous, because the benefits of that is that we will truly stand side by side. I think there's a lot that Tobago can give to or contribute to the national pie, and we have been deprived for too long. And I think that, much consideration from both sides as it pertains to speaking with one voice, right? As pertains to the Tobago autonomy issue, must be taken seriously. And finally, I'll say that I do agree with the voices that says that the time for it is now, and I think we should get it right now, right? And so that our generations down the road don't have to fight as hard for something like this. You and I don't have to fight as hard for something like this, But that's my 2 cents.
And I think it's difficult doing for us to achieve it if everybody's speaking from a separated voice. Because constitutional reform is something where everybody needs to be involved, especially members of the public. It can't just be coming from the political heads. And that's another issue we're hearing in this space. A lot of people are of the belief that this autonomy bill does not benefit me as a citizen, rather it benefits the political heads. Again, because of how confusing it is when it's being disseminated into the public. We really need to focus on that, because like I said in the weeks before, a lot of members in the public, they don't know what the bill is about. They may be able to repeat something they heard from a political head, but then again, the political heads, they are not speaking from a united voice, and it's a problem, because in order for us to really get this, to really drive it through, the public, every member of the public, or at least most of the public, they need to be involved, they need to be educated, they need to know what it is about and how it benefits them as Tobagonians, and not specifically the political heads. I think when you start to read the bill and it's starting about this and the premier and the 15 members and so on, it probably throws them off, and that is a issue we are seeing, that members of the public, they either don't care, they are either not interested, they are either of the belief that this is not for me, this is probably for the politicians to sort out. But that is not what it's about. You're a Tobagonian as long as you were born here or you live here. This bill will benefit you in some way.
But I do disagree with you to the extent that Tobagonians don't. No, I'm not saying that there are those that don't care. I think what is lacking is the education about the bill, and the fact that we don't read. Right? It's politics, so we don't read it. Right? And who cares about politics? I mean, it's a bacchanal anyway. Right? What I do believe is that somewhere in the heart of a Tobagonian, every Tobagonian on this island, whether you live in Trinidad or in the diaspora, wherever in the world, they believe that we are ready for this time. I believe that. I just think that education campaign must happen. I mean, the THA promised that they would have a vast education campaign. Looking forward to seeing how that pans out, and I hope that people stay tuned and get involved in the discourse. Right? So the producer is telling us to wind up. He told me 2 minutes ago. So we're gonna go straight over to our interview with Mr. Andrews. Just remember to
share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Storebay Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat.
Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection. Now exclusively available at Standard.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays and Tobago Updates morning show. You're viewing us live here in Port Moresby, Tobago. And for those who are just joining us, my name is Dwayne Nurse, your favorite youth host on Wednesday morning here at Tobago Updates. This morning I want to take the discussion to a more spiritual one, where we talk about everything spiritual, the ASI convention. And joining us this morning is none other than Brother Diamond Andrews. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, Tobago. Glad to be here. Praise God.
You're overlooking young in your strap shirt.
Yeah, man. That's young time. I can't leave it up to you guys. I have to back you up.
Right. So I heard that you left your kitchen making some bake this morning to come to this interview. It's such a pleasure that you could prioritize the Youth Wednesday show, man.
Of course. I have to be here.
Yes. So tell us about ASI. What does ASI stand for?
ASI, A is for Adventist.
Oh, I thought you was going to say Apple. No. But okay.
Right. A is for Adventist laypersons. At A, right? S is for services, and I is for industries. So it's the lay people of the church, and we do all kinds of stories. Just the lay people, both male, female.
And like Tobago Updates, you do have a youth segment that airs almost every Friday night. Yes. Just that they took a little bit of break because of the convention that we are just about to speak about.
That's correct.
But tell us about the convention. What is so exciting about it?
Well, the convention is going so good. Right. The preacher is an excellent presenter. This man is taking some simple things of the Bible and make a mountain out of it. In my 42 years of Adventism, I have not heard anybody present like this man. And so I want to continue to encourage people to come out, because people are staying home and looking at their television, which is not bad, but we want you to come. When you come, we could talk with one another and shake a hand and give a hug and that kind of story. Fellowship, right? The convention is going really, really nice.
So tell us about the theme of the convention. What is it?
The theme this year, I should tell the people, every year we run this convention, every year. At the last week in January, we run this program, and every year there's a new theme. This year, God's mandate, our priority. God sets a mandate, we have to carry out the work, priority, And so it's like Tobago looking for autonomy right now. That's a priority for Tobago. And it's important for us to know that. I am backing that up.
I like it. I like how that
100% I'm backing it.
Chime that in there nicely.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But tell us about the preacher and what have been the reception like to some of the topics emanating from this convention.
Well, the preacher, as I said, is a dynamic guy.
Who is he?
He's origin is Tobago, Belgarden Baptiste
Okay.
Right? As a matter of fact, I told him he's coming to meet me today at 10 o'clock. I'm going to take him up to see the property and see some of his families that he never saw in his life. His uncle, he never saw Uncle Earl, never.
And what is his name?
His name is Peter Baptiste.
Peter Baptiste. And where does he reside currently?
Actually, he said he left Trinidad when he was 1 year old and a little bit. His father took him to Canada, and then he moved over to America. So right now, he is in California. He lives in California. And he has a wife and 2 beautiful children, and he's doing very well as far as family is concerned. But it's important for us to note that the folks who are coming out, they are coming out not as much as we want to. I guess because of the online program, you could stay home and watch. So we're encouraging people to come out. And there's so much to learn. Every night we give away gifts. Every night we are giving food baskets out to the less fortunate people. Every night there is prayer. As a matter of fact, tonight, this evening at 6:45, we're starting at 6:45 this evening because there's a time for deliverance. People are so wrapped up into drug and into negromancy and all that. This evening is deliverance time. And so deliverance and prayer, we are beginning at 6:45 this evening. 6:45.
And where is this convention?
Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church. And that's our home church.
That's where?
Right down on the Esplanade, right? Just down the road from where, across from the Esplanade. Come on down there. Everybody knows the Good News. That's where we have most of the funerals and weddings and all kind of story. Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church, opposite the Esplanade. We begin this evening at 6:45. And we want to invite people to come on.
I saw there that, you had the Honorable Senator Lawrence Hislop there. Are there any other officials that visited or will visit this convention?
Yes, well, Senator Hislop, the only night he missed was last night. But he missed last night or he was there. But he is supposed to sing tonight. So he's going to be...
Honorable Chief Secretary.
That's right, the Honorable Chief Secretary. He was there. Minority Leader, Kelvin, he was there, but he came in a little late because of a little problem. Right. But I think he's coming either tonight or tomorrow night. So, I will give him a chance to say hello.
So perhaps you need to send out invitations so the National Parliament, the Senate, the President, let it all come and
yes, we want everybody to come, and not just them, not just the Senate, not just anybody, anywhere, all the THA people. Oh, somebody was there last night, somebody pointed out somebody from THA, I'm not sure. But we want everybody to come, all Pentecostal, Baptist. This program is not just for Adventists, it's for everybody. Because the presentation of the word is so different, and people are learning. People are saying, I never heard that before. I read that passage of scripture, but I never saw it in this light. So we're inviting everybody to come on down, whoever you are, wherever you are. Look, Kevin was there on the opening night, Friday night, and we've seen the 3 men sitting down together, the 3 brothers. Yes, man. And so, we want to make it happen big times. So this is basically, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to add to it. I mean, I could talk if you want me to talk.
I know you could talk, in fact, I know you could preach. But unfortunately, this brings us to the end of our interview. Yes. But Diamond Andrews for coming on this morning to discuss about the ESI convention happening at Good News in Scarborough. That's just right opposite the port in Scarborough. Nightly, they start at 6:45 tonight.
Yes,
and I'm certain that they'll be 7. And they're back to 7 from tomorrow night, and they will be there on Sabbath from 9:30.
From 9:15.
9:15
on Sabbath, and we're running all day, full day, onto the sundown. So just invite people, just come on out tonight, especially come and receive your power, come and receive your healing, come and receive something good from the Lord Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and remember to share the live. We have Shaquille Sylvester up next with Luke James Trim.
Don't be fearful or ignorant about diseases. The opportunity to learn how to effectively work with or even reverse sicknesses is here. Do you know someone that is suffering from an illness? You are invited to come and learn in this in-depth, hands-on training program. Call this number and reserve your space in this God-inspired, hands-on medical missionary training program going on in Tobago. See you there.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Youth Show here on Tobago Updates, coming live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. So viewers, if you know, Interdepartment is in the air and we are slowly approaching the big day. So this morning we are chatting with Mr. Shaquille Sylvester. Special morning to you, and how are you doing? Okay, so for those who don't know, tell our viewers and our listeners which department you are representing in Interdepartment.
I will be representing the Office of the Chief Secretary.
So how do you feel about that? Because sometimes I'm on WhatsApp and I'll see some co-workers will post a video with the chief and he'll be throwing banter for the other division. So I know that you all have that sense of pride. How do you feel this morning to be representing OCS?
I feel good, I feel calm. Okay. You understand? I feel confident.
Okay. Nice.
I don't want to say too much, and you know,
yes.
Anybody,
true, okay.
Any little thing I do right now could go in the media. You understand?
So, yes. So most people will know you as the guy from Storytime, the guy with the videos.
Right.
So I think for the talent segment, people are probably anticipating that you will be giving us a story time. So I know you don't want to say too much, but can you give us some breadcrumbs, just something, what we can expect?
Can expect a very good story on the night.
Okay.
I've been saving this story, you understand, since about last year, and it's about time I give them the story.
Okay. So preparing for the event, how has that been thus far?
Actually, everything has just been cool, smooth. To be honest, apart from myself, the person I'm going for the Calypso is Crystal George. I'm really excited to see her piece. You understand? So after I done, after I'm finished my piece, I'm really excited to rock back in the backstage and see her take the stage. As for we and preparation is cool. Like I said before, we calm, we confident, we don't want to do too much, but preparation has been good.
So you're moving a bit silent but steadily.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything you want to tell the other divisions, the workers that are probably watching this, anything you want to tell them to let them know that OCS is taking it?
What I should tell them? You all know all your piece and do the best that you all could do, right? This is not no banter, no threat, or nothing like that. I just want to say everybody do the best on the night because I'm coming there to have fun. The last time I've been there the first time and it was more competition in me. This time is more fun because I'm coming to entertain.
You're coming to entertain.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And at this moment, is there anyone you would like to thank who have been, by your side, who've been supporting you, who've been helping you to prepare for next week? Anybody you want to thank?
Honestly, entirely, Information Division and the people back in the North, Moria. That's basically thank God, I should say. But God first.
All right, so as we wrap up, because it's almost 8 o'clock, so as we wrap up, anything you just want to leave with the viewers? Because I think you've been very reserved in the interview. You have us wondering what we're going to see next week, what is going to happen. But, to wrap up, just, leave our viewers and our listeners with that one OCS tidbit.
They should have put us last. That is it.
All right, viewers, so that was Mr. Shaquille Sylvester. As you can see, this is his poster representing Office of the Chief Secretary. from my personal opinion, they are very reserved. They are very silent, so we don't know what they are actually coming with next week. So viewers, only one way to find out, I guess we just have to see you there at Interdepartment, so you can find out. But hopefully it will be going live. I know last year Tobago Updates went live, and we gave you all at home a special division, the division of Home Affairs and Comments Analysis. So I hope you all jump out in your numbers physically and virtually. So Mr. Sylvester, I want to thank you again for joining us. I wish you best of luck. I personally will be tuning in next week to really see what all this mystery was all about. So I hope that OCS really take it, because I've been seeing the statuses on a daily basis. You all are very vocal individuals, I should say, but I like it. It keep us intrigued, keep us wanting more. So viewers, that was Mr. Sylvester for Interdepartment. Do I wrap up? That is the question. Do I wrap up? That is $1 million question. All right, viewers, so I have the pleasure of wrapping up at the moment. So I want to thank you all, everyone who tuned in this morning. Thank you so much for choosing Tobago Updates to start your morning on the right note. We will be heading over to Good Morning Tobago with Candice Jackson very soon. See you guys probably next week. Take care.
Welcome to Venebois. We are having our wine tasting this evening, and it's a chance for the students to really showcase the skills that they're learning here at the Institute and put them into practice. So this lovely ambience has been created by the students with the guidance of Head Chef Sonia Phillip and the rest of the team. They have been crafting a menu to pair with the wines. It is one of the series in our international cuisine course, and there are more events to come, culminating in our brunch, which is held early in December. So stay tuned.
So we have a number of finger foods that we have on display from the two continents, Africa and Asia. There are a few more student dinners coming in the months of November and December. You can come and give us your support. Your support will be well appreciated. The students to taste our hands and taste what we have been learning to create.
And as you can see, it's a lovely evening, and we're actually looking forward to many more evenings like this. I'd like to see corporate Tobago get involved. I'd like to see industry stakeholders get involved and support these students as we invest in the future of tourism and hospitality on the island.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs, carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning today.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. The PNM Tobago Council criticizes the THE administration for transferring Tobago events from the National Carnival to the Tobago October Carnival. Yesterday, in a media statement, the party accused Chief Secretary Fali Augustine of deciding to move the Parade of Mans and eliminate Juve and Night Mass without consulting band leaders, branding the decision dictatorial. The PNM expressed concerns, criticizing the administration's lack of planning and its adverse effects on band leaders, vendors, and citizens dependent on the National Carnival. Up next, the Tobago People's Party, the TPP, is preparing for internal elections. The party recently reviewed its constitution with the assistance of legal experts and obtained ratification through a vote. Chief Secretary and interim political leader Fali Augustine outlined the next steps, which includes an internal election at a date to be announced. Plans for increased visibility include cottage meetings and public engagements. He also clarified that the TPP is officially registered with the Elections and Boundaries Commission, countering misconceptions. And finally, Energy Chamber Chairman Jerome Dookie urged for faster approval of energy projects, citing potential savings of over $120 million by shortening the time to drill an oil well by 1 year. Speaking at the Energy Chamber's conference yesterday, he revealed a report identifying 33 approvals across 8 agencies, with an average 12-year period from bid round to first gas. Dookie proposed collaboration to streamline processes, emphasizing the need to support small and medium businesses in the challenging industry. He urged Trinidad and Tobago to enhance its appeal as an investment destination by boosting gas production and facilitating international market access for energy companies. And that was the news in 90 seconds. And viewers, getting straight into our show this morning. Now we're going to get started off with discussing some things carnival related. And to start us off in these discussions this morning, I am being joined by the band leader of Arcadia Mass, and that is none other than Mr. Atiba De Leon. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me this morning.
Yeah, right. So yes, when you talk about Carnival, we have to talk about Bacchanal, and certainly we're seeing quite a bit coming out right now. There are two schools of thought about Carnival. I know that there's a lot of band leaders like yourself that are choosing to focus more on Tobago October Carnival, whereas there are some of our traditional band leaders who are not quite happy with the way that Carnival is being treated, especially for adult mass.
Okay, just one point of correction. I am focusing on both actually.
Okay.
My band, my duty as a band leader is to do just that, lead a band. And we have decided to navigate the waters and do both. So February we are doing Kiddies Carnival, and October we are focusing on adults mass. Right? So I know there are people that may make a choice, but we decided to do both because both have importance in the space.
And why did you make that decision for yourself to focus on kiddies in February and leave the adult mass for October?
Reality is the adult mass in October brings a bigger attraction as it relates to the spectatorship, as it relates to the size of your band, because you get more masqueraders. But in February we wanted to do something that caters to, how to put it, development and education in terms of our kids. So we wanted to get the kiddies involved because they are the future, so we wanted to do that in February. As a result, we took the initiative to do both because it makes sense for the future mass, because the people that play in October at some point in time they'll get old and wouldn't want to be a part of that wine and job. Arthritis will kick in at some point. So we decided to do both.
So for Kiddies Mass right now, why do you think it's so important to focus on the kiddies in February?
Well, Foundation, Tobago is not really known for being a party and mass-centric island. So as a result, we had to start somewhere, and building from the ground up is important for us, as we believe that this is the essentials and great pillars for the mass fraternity. So the kiddies are very important from where I sit and how we view it as a band.
And then how is how do you feel about the structure that's in place right now for Kiddies Mass for February? Are you satisfied, or are you just going along with it?
At this point in time, there's a saying, the weak shall perish and the strong shall survive. And I always beg to differ that the ones who could adjust the most is who survive. And I learned to navigate the waters. Everything you do, there's always room for improvement. However, as it stands right now, I am just trying to make sure that as far as we are concerned, we navigate those waters, adjust the suit, and make the best out of it. Right? So moving forward for this year, that is our intention, is to kind of navigate the waters therein and bring and give a great showing and a great product on the road. Because that's something we try to pride ourselves on, is the quality and the experience that our mass players experience.
Okay. And then for February 2024, for Kiddies Mass, your focus is on Fancy Sailor. That's the theme of your mass this year. Why that theme?
It's a traditional part of the mass. It's something that is foundation. And then we don't want to have kiddies in skimpy clothing or bellies outside or anything of the sort. We want to keep it very, very rich, very cultural, and go back to the roots. And Fancy Sailors is one of those characters that normally be a central role in the carnival. So we just wanted to add a twist, hence using Fancy Sailors in its splendor, because we wanted to showcase that we could take the traditional sailor and add a twist to it, but keeping it traditional and add that modern touch to it that gives the appeal to the younger generation. So I want them to play, and then our experience tends to marry the both. So the experience that the kids will have this year will be second to none, and it will be one of what we believe as a trend-setting experience that moving forward, that people could look forward and see, all right, this is a band I want my child to play, because they are well catered to.
And so what can be expected? What can be expected from, Fancy Sailor? It's in the splendor, proceed? in its splendor, sorry.
Yeah. Right, what can be expected is, as you can see, some unique addition to the Sailor. But more than anything, as the experience on the road. So we are doing an all-inclusive kiddies band. And when we say all-inclusive, we don't mean some water and a sandwich or some pilau or something, but meaning the same experience that we give to our masqueraders in October, right? We want the kids to experience it as well. So being well catered to having a fully stocked kiddies bar, right? With juice and water and snacks and don't want to let everything out, but some little treats, some unique things like snow cone, cotton candy, different things that the kids tend to enjoy. Then we have a rest park as well for the kids. For the first time, we'll be having a rest stop in the carnival, so the kids could come, they could have an area they could eat, and we have a wide variety of delicacies for the kids. But at that rest park, we'll have some entertainment, some face painting, some bouncy castle, different aspects to add to the experience, because the experience is what is important for us. So from the time you collect, and for the first time, kids will be having goodie bags as well. So these are the things that we are catering for with the kids.
So basically giving our children their kid-friendly version of that adult experience.
Exactly, and then for this year, what we did as well is try to incorporate some kids who are less fortunate as well. So part of us giving back is because in the goodie bags, our goodie bag will take the shape of school stuff. So it's also a back to school initiative as well, where in those goodie bags you'll have some pencils, pencil case, things that the kids use, and the bag itself is one that a child could wear to school. Right, that some kids may not be as fortunate. So the experience, and we want to even enhance it, because our kiddies band, we believe, must be a better experience than a lot of the adults band in this space. So we want the kids to experience what they're experiencing, that they could walk away feeling amazing and come back and bring a friend, and then we grow this stuff, and that is where our mindset is as when it comes to the kids.
What is your view on kiddies mass in Tobago, the growth of kiddies mass in Tobago? Because we have seen some growth over the years.
The growth has been something amazing, and me being part of it now is because you want it to continue to grow, and sometimes being on the sideline, sharing 1,000,001 views is the thing that is the easiest thing to do. And old people say when you want something done, you have to do it yourself. And us getting involved is just that adding to it, rather than being a part of the problem. We want to add to the solution. And the kiddies mass could take a form. I believe my vision is that I believe the kiddies could be so great that we could have bands from out of the island, meaning Trinidad, coming to Tobago to even play. We want to go, I would like to see it grow that much that when you talk kiddies, you must talk about Tobago Carnival.
And why do you think that Tobago is even the best place for us to have that explosion of Kiddies Carnival and make it a home for Kiddies Carnival?
Because with all the hustle and business and the up and down of Trinidad Carnival, with fetes, from fetes to panorama to adult mass, all these things, it's a great way where a parent could come to Tobago, relax, vacation with their family, and the child plays some nice mass in Tobago, enjoy the beautiful scenery, the beach, that sort of stuff, which could be something packaged and marketed very well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the band leaders in Tobago right now are ready for that conversation about, changing the structure of things a bit?
I'm not sure, because I couldn't talk for myself. I don't know about the other band leaders, because I very rarely, funny enough, I very rarely communicate with other band leaders. And because at this stage of where my organization is, which is Arcadia Mass Band Limited, is we are putting on some blinders and trying to run our ways. So I don't know if they are ready for it, but it's a conversation that could and should be had. And let's see where we could find some kind of middle ground or let's see what the solution is. I am very much disturbed by problems. I am very much hell-bent on finding solution, and we have to be solution-oriented in this day and age to navigate. And that is where we see our views at.
And of course, and then when we talk about Carnival, we have to touch a little bit on October Carnival as well, and you guys are preparing for that. When we can see you launching? When are you thinking about launching for October Carnival?
Well, once God give us life, health and strength, our launch will be early May, late April. We want to get out the gates early, so it will be around that time frame. So that is the most I could give right now. There's a lot. There's a lot in the pipeline going on because this will be Arcadia first year back out because we didn't do last year. Yes. Right, last year we decided to take a different route in rebranding, restructuring, and then also navigating relationships and networking. And this year we decided to jump in from a year-round perspective. So I will just take this time out to say that apart from October, we have an event in April for Easter. So we have a full calendar of events this year. So we're trying to make this stuff into a year-round business, that we could have year-round activities and not only just February and October, but in between have other stuff that will be a lot of education, a lot of events, and just trying to marry all, because at the end of it, it's about culture for us.
Yes.
You know, and that is more important. And bigger than that, we are about Tobago. And that is what it's about, how we could get people here, how we could get people to come here and enjoy here. It's all about Tobago for us, and that is where our focus is from this year moving forward.
And you know, looking at Tobago October Carnival, getting into the third year of its its existence, you know, what do you see the identity forming? How do you see the identity forming as we're getting into this?
As we go to October, I think the identity will come forward on its own. I think we have to be patient with it. As it stands right now, we are seeing the emphasis on, like last year I observed, last year I served in a more of an administrative role, and I saw on the road we had a lot of traditional characters marrying with the conventional mass, and it worked well. Then we saw a lot of improvement in the costuming from some of the bands, and then we also see that a lot of collaboration happened last year, which is our identity, I believe, could be somewhat of a, how to put it, a unity and a unified approach where we have bands coming together, because Tobago reality do not need 1,000 bands or 10,000 bands or like Trinidad. I think last year we had some clusters of bands, and that navigated and worked really and looked really well on the road. And that's a formula I believe we could use. But for the look and the atmosphere of the carnival, I am seeing that, how to put it, that tropical paradise type of setting as an identifier where a person could come, because we have to also ask ourselves, what will make somebody leave their home or their country to come here? And I believe that is some kind of, it's one of the only islands that have in Carnival where we're on a waterfront, you know, where we have that nice scenery, where we have that paradise and that kind of tropical atmosphere. And that is something that we could build on as an identifying tool, that a person could come, they could have a staycation and enjoy revelry at the same time. You know, like we changed our slogan to Revel in Paradise, you know, and that is something that we would like to see happen. People could come and revel in paradise.
All right, so that means that we have so much exciting things to look forward to from you guys for this year.
Yeah, and this year we plan to push the envelope a bit in terms of bringing something unique to the carnival that we have not seen in carnival, but we have seen in festivals. But we're trying to marry those stuff, and whilst also remaining cultural and grounded in our roots as a people. right? Because Tobago is known for its rich culture. And how do we marry those two, but also add new elements to it? So you'll see Arcadia this year adding a lot of technology as well to what we bring, which caters to our masqueraders, but also allows us to have more of a responsible role. So for example, you will find one of the things that we'll have is on our sign up, we'll ask persons about their medical conditions. That's just one, which allows us, if anything has to happen to that person whilst they are here, they have to drop down, God forbid, then we know EHS, we could give them all the information, and that will just be in a simple form of a wristband, right? That we could just scan and we have all your info. So stuff like that is what we'll be bringing on this year, that caters to the masqueraders, that when they come in, they are safe, and not only safe from crime, but also safe that if anything has to happen, they can be taken care of and catered to. So this year we have a lot of tricks in the bag that we mastered over the last year, and we'll be bringing it to the forefront. So it's a lot of stuff.
And of course, Kiddies Mass, that's the focus right now for the next few weeks, because Carnival is in just about 3 weeks time, less than that. So I mean, yeah, so I'm just going to give you a chance to talk about how people can get in contact with you to register to be a part of Arcadia's Fancy Sailor Kiddies Mass.
Right, so we have a number of platforms. We have Arcadia Mass on Instagram, where you can get information. There's a link to the Kiddies page, and there's also Arcadia Kiddies, right? On Arcadia Mass Kiddies on Instagram. We also have the you can call 737-7299, again 737-7299, and then we also have our email, arcadiamassband@gmail.com, where you can just send us a quick email. We can make arrangement, because part of Kiddies, the ticklish part about Kiddies is not just the, like adults may have a size 32B bra. No, in Kiddies you have to actually measure. So let's make the arrangement, let's connect, and let's give the kids one of the greatest experience they have ever had. And picture coming to Arcadia Mass and marrying a school bazaar, marry with plain mass, marry those two elements together, and you have Arcadia Kiddies Fancy Sailor in its splendor. So get in contact and get the kids on the road. However, before, I just want to say that time is of the essence, because we are 75% sold out already. Wow. Right, so because those slots are going fast, who have to get in contact, please do so. All
right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Atiba, for being on with us and for sharing us the updates for just both Kiddies Carnival in February and what's going to be happening later on this year. And from what you said, just quite a lot to happen, and we are definitely excited. We're looking forward to see what Arcadia is bringing, because you all had some good stuff a couple years ago for the Tobago October Carnival, so we're excited for this year.
Yes, and we're going to up it again this year.
All right, great. Thank you so much. And viewers, please don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back on GMT after this break.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Storby Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
snake in a glass. Bad mind you and your glass. I feel complete with it. I don't just talk. We love me drinks to me heart and we send shots to the head, hit the liver. We drink plenty liquor. We don't play with it. We drink, we don't play with it. Send shots to the head, hit the liver. We drink plenty liquor. We don't play with it. We drink, we don't play with it. In my grey suit with the grey goose. Give them a straight move with the same moves. We can have me lit but we stay cool. Mix the whiskey with the grapefruit then. Punch the punch in with the same movement. Head to one fet and match up two fets. Them a say me tongue something confuse them. And them can't.
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Stobie, Local Road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee as we are matching or beating any quotations.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion starts.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are now being joined by Mr. Sean Anthony, and he is the band leader for Jade Monkey Mass, as we continue to talk about what's happening with our carnival, especially our February carnival, and, well, you know, naturally the Tobago October carnival. So good morning and welcome to you, Mr. Anthony. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. I want to say good morning to the entire world and Tobago by extension, Trinidad, and the entire Updates family on the outside.
So I have to start, you know, a little bit controversial and get into it a bit. You know, what is your views on what's been happening right now with the plans, the changes for February Carnival that are being presented to the band leaders?
Well, I mean, by listening to a lot of discussion, I mean, not firsthand, but I wasn't privy to go to the meeting last week. But I'm hearing all the band leaders complaining about the last minute plans, and you know that people got thrown off. And I think the issue is really planning. This is planning, not even planning, proper planning. You know, and I think when people plan to do things and they get thrown off, it puts a whole monkey wrench into the whole operations. You know, then you have persons who cannot come to Tobago. They might change their mind. But when they come to Tobago, they don't get what they expected to see. You know, so I just think that they could have done a lot better in terms of the preparations. And I mean, I really don't have much to elaborate on because, I mean, I'm not really privy to the February March in what do they call it?
The National Carnival
space. Mm-hmm. You know, but of course I'm a Tobagonian, I'm in support of it, but I'm just saying planning, proper planning, that is all.
In other words, the authorities should have at least spoken to the band leaders before.
Correct. I mean, we just came out of October. It should have been 3 months again or 2 months. Right, they should have spoken and get things off the ground from since then. You know, create a proper, I will just say, post-mortem, and then you move to the next, which would have been the National Carnival. But I'm just saying, poor planning. You know, could have been done a lot better. But you know, we are here. Let's try and make the best out of it.
And you know, what's your view on how both carnivals should identify themselves, or what identity they should take on? And speaking in respect to just the way that Tobago October Carnival has been growing, and what's been happening for the National Carnival here in Tobago over the last few years. What are your views on how it should look?
Well, again, I'm saying, I'm not speaking on behalf of no one, I'm speaking on behalf of me and Jim Monkivas. We are previewing, if I'm incorrect, someone could correct me, we are the only island or country in the world that has 2 carnivals in Tobago. We have a national carnival, we have our own in October, right? I like the fact that October is my carnival, me, Tobago carnival. For years we wanted our own, we have our own. We did the last 2 years was excellent, 22 and 23. Of course, looking forward for a bumper 24. Let me try and get that marketable. We're in a good space. A lot of people talking about the after Miami Carnival, which is great, you know. I like the fact that we can do a lot more marketable, do things way in advance. Like for instance, we should be marketing in the Trinidad space or Trinidad Carnival. So we should be in Trinidad right now with all those screens and so on. So we're saying Tobago Carnival, October 25th to the 27th, all events, we should have been there in that space. I was at an event in Trinidad this last week and I'm seeing Barbados Tourist Board advertising in events, you know. So that's just my take on that. For the National Carnival, I think we should go back and get this. When I was younger, much younger, we used to be involved in the carnival. The kids used to be involved in the carnival. I think we should get the primary schools, the secondary schools involved in the carnival. Bring every school, bishops, compre, have a section leader, have a band leader, competing against all the different school, Roxburgh, Charleville, and that kind of stuff to keep it, to get the young minds on them going, you know. They all could be future band leaders or future wire benders or something like that. In addition, also, we are still in a tourist season. You know, we're in tourist season, so let's create a carnival village. So persons may not want to go to Bucko Reef or Pigeon Point, but they might want to see what our carnival is about. So you're creating a huge village where you come in and see Moko Jumbi, you see all different traditional characters. You could do some martini shows throughout the day, so a person could come and enjoy. But there's so much, but it's just, again, it's just proper planning. It's just proper planning.
So, I mean, and then we're seeing, like, there seems to be a focus also on Kiddies Mass, and, like, it kind of touched on the fact that we need to make sure that our children are able to get into the culture early enough so that it can continue in the future. Do you think that maybe we should perhaps limit some of the activities in February to Kiddies Carnival? Should we still have Adult Carnival in February? What's your take on those things?
I mean, it's carnival, so I mean the kids are the future. So we need to rope them in slowly, right? I mean, I have no issue with me personally have no issue with the February space for the carnival. If we are doing it, it's just planning. That's what I'm saying. It's just planning. Let's do it regardless if it's October or if it's National Carnival. But we must represent the National Carnival between Trinidad and Tobago.
Certainly. So, are you putting out any bands, whether it's for Juve or anything else, in February, or are you focusing just on October?
Yeah, J Monkey is focusing just on the October Carnival. Yes, I mean, if there's a space for us to assist, fine. But for now, we are just focusing on the October Carnival.
And was this a decision that was taken just recently, or was that before?
But before that was done from since our first Carnival because of the resources as well. To jump from October to it could be done, but then again, planning. Yeah, it can be done, you know. But my focus is on October.
So when can we see a launch from Jade Monkey for Tobago October Carnival?
Well, once everything in place, you know, we are usually first band to jump out, right? So our proposed date is June 18th. June 18th, themes are in place already for both Juve and for Prairie bands. Our themes are there set. So we are, as soon as we are finished with National Carnival, then we jump into October mode. Yeah.
And then what can we expect? You said it's going to be better.
Jim Monkey or you mean Monkey. But over the years, the experience too. I mean, we get a lot of knowledge from 2022 to now. So a lot of planning has put into 2024 already. So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be a lot better in terms of execution, promotion, marketing. You know, as you get older, it's supposed to be More experience, right? So, so that's what we are banking on.
All right, and then collaborations wise, are you going to be continuing with the collaborations that you had in 2022 and 2023, or is it going to be more? How is that looking so far?
I mean, for people, and I know that word is a very touchy word. Jane Monkey Mass is Jane Monkey Mass. We have hired our Ronnie McIntosh and Carol McIntosh. They have been our producers. They produce our mass, and they have been the ones that produce it, and they're the ones who have designed it. You know, so I've been hearing the rumors and that kind of stuff, but you know, we didn't collaborate. Jade Monkey Mass is Tobago's own. And that's it.
Now you also have FAWW Ultimate Breakfast Inclusive coming up.
Oh yes. FAW, of course. It's an adult breakfast party. That is going to be the 16th of February at the J Monkey car park, not in the J Monkey bar. It's actually in the car park. We had it last year, October. It was really good. A lot of people complain about the heat. It was really hot on that day. So we have made room for that this year. We're going to bring in certain things and create that space and design that space so that way you'll be comfortable. We have expanded on the space, expanded on the breakfast as well. Some different stuff that we bring in. So that is in train right now. I will also be honored to unveil one of our artists today on Tobago Updates, and our artist for today is going to be Mikhail Teja. He is going to be one of the artists that's going to be performing at FAO for the breakfast party. Of course, you get tickets at Jade Monkey Bar and Grill, and also the casino, Happy Place Bar in Canby, Barcode, and maybe might leave some here at Tobago Updates. You don't know. I'm right here in the space at Port Mall, so anything is possible. All right, but that is certainly in full effect right now. You'll be hearing more and more about it as we go along.
Certainly, and I'm taking special note of the date, 16th of February, meaning you seem to be catching that cool down crowd coming up from Trinidad.
Exactly. You know, again, we want to create that experience. You know, and I think when people leave the place of origin, if it's Toronto, if it's Miami, and they come to Tobago, you want to feel as though you're in the islands. You want to enjoy that Tobago breeze, that Tobago tea, that bacon shark, that bacon saltfish. You know, you want to give them that experience. And I think after Carnival, I think we have dropped the ball in terms of creating that space for them. You know, and that's what I intend to do, is to have them know about Tobago more, see what we have to offer, and that kind of stuff.
And you know, when you look at the rest of 2024, what else can we expect from Jade Monkey for this year? What are you guys planning?
We have some stuff in train. We have some community events, community-based events that we're going to do. Not just going to be jam and wine or drinking rum, but we're going to do some stuff that we're going to give back to the community. Have some events also planned for Crown Point. So we're just planning as we go along. Yeah.
All right, well, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Sean Anthony, for being on with us and for just giving us your perspective on Carnival. I mean, we've got quite a lot to work out within our Tobago space, and hopefully we can get it sorted.
I think we could. I mean, again, it all boils down to planning. Yes. You know, planning and having the right persons in place, and of course, planning. That's in my opinion.
And of course, we're also looking forward to that growth and that explosion of Tobago Carnival, Tobago October Carnival.
Scarborough looked pretty last October. Scarborough looked good. Tobago looked good. Congratulations for Tobago. You know, so it's just a start.
And it's just to get better.
Correct is right, yes.
All right, great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony.
You're welcome.
We got a lot more coming up for you after the break, so please don't go anywhere.
A brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the sky.
Flow is bringing Carnival and cash home with a total of $300,000 in cash back when you pay on time, sign up, or upgrade to an everything plan. Plus, we're live streaming fets so you could wind down in your bed, hosting Blue Friday Limes at your favorite hangouts. So every Friday you could play a mass and win free fet tickets plus Carnival costumes. Flow bringing Carnival home so you could like yourself. Visit in-store or discoverflow.co for more details. Flow, inspired by you.
Hey, you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yes, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla? I thought it's your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before your Ramajé, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
It's a brand new
back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. Now we are moving away from Carnival into something that's very practical for our food security here in Tobago, and that is a special seminar being put on for farmers as we talk about, how do we treat with climate change and making sure we get the best yield from our crops as our climate, as we're faced with different things around in the atmosphere and so on. So just to talk to us about what is going to be happening tomorrow, I should say, we are first of all being joined by Mr. Ramesh Rajman, of course, and he is the president of the Argyle United Farmers Development Group, and they of course are the ones that are hosting this special seminar. And we are also being joined by Mr. Marcus Maiku, who is an agronomist, and he's the chairman of Mar Vista Institute for Agriculture. So good morning and welcome to you both. How are you guys doing?
Good morning. Thank you for inviting us, and to be here is a pleasure.
Now I'm going to start with Mr. Rajman. Why did you guys choose to have this conference here in Tobago?
Okay, so let me say thanks for having me, Tobago Updates. To the people of Tobago and the rest of the world that watching, I'm happy to be here all the time with Tobago Updates. However, this training program was an initiative between a discussion with some stakeholders, and Mr. Marcus Maiku is one of the stakeholders. Republic Bank also is one of the initiators of this, their joint venture, and the Tobago House of Assembly. Hats off to Ms. Natisha Charles Pantin for, the support, right? And the farmers of Tobago, right? They, come on board with us, and it's oversubscribed. Now, the need for this training program is as a result of the experiences that we are having on the farm, right?
And tell me a little bit about those experiences that you're faced with right now.
Okay, we have saturated soil, and in addition to saturated soil, you get fungus, right? And you have to treat with it with immediate, and you have to know exactly what type of fungus it is, right? You also have different type of insects that will come around, and you have to know the science behind the whole thing, the methodology of the application for the plant. So all in all, going forward for 2024, we thought it was really a plus for the farmers of Tobago, because we are looking at food security and sustainability. Because if we continue to just do things as normal, continue the normal way, we're not going to make it. We're going to get food, but not great yield where production is concerned, right? So the initiative is really to enhance production and greater yield. Educating the farmers, we need to get out of the past and get into a new transition with respect to farming, and see farming as a business, not as leisure, or is backyard farming stories.
And Mr. Maiku, so I'm probably going to be speaking to you quite a bit for this, because this is one of the rare opportunities that we get to have you on our set. But what are some of those things that our farmers are doing right now that is not working? It may have worked in the past, but with the changing conditions that we're faced with right now in the environment, it's not helping us.
All right, so I'll give you an example, and there are many. Tomorrow we're going to be showing a range of crops or plants, seedlings that are commonly available at the nurseries. And I'm just, let's focus on, let's say you want to plant a citrus plant. Most people, I believe yourself as well, will choose, if you have a range of plants in front of you, quite likely you'll probably choose the largest. I guess we buy with our eyes anyhow. Now, usually, not always, the largest, when you examine the roots now, so it's in a bag, it's in a potting bag or something like that, usually the roots are coiled. That sounds very simple. When you open the bag and you look at the soil and you look at the roots, they're matted up and they're coiled. Now, for a plant or a tree, seedling, tomato, citrus, or what, the taproot the main root, the first root that pops at germination, that root is the core root usually in the crop that anchors the crop. Okay, so you're planting a mango tree or mango plant or citrus. What you want the root, and as it is growing, so we normally consider growth to be above ground what you're seeing, but below the ground, below the soil, activity is happening. You want those roots, especially that taproot, which is the structural root in the crop. That's the root that anchors the crop. It is the, well, and they will hear that tomorrow, it's the root that very much is related to the hormonal balance of the crop. Next term, plants have hormones, animals, human beings have hormones. So that root system and that taproot is very much related to the hormonal balance of the crop. We'll get to that. Now, if you are choosing the older plant, which is what is available here as well as in Trinidad, and I assure you the rest of the Caribbean, the plants are older. In fact, the nurseries that we're picking up or we were examining, and I'll show you tomorrow, the rootstock, so now we talk another thing, that's the rootstock, you're going to bud or graft onto the main plant. If the rootstock is 2 years old, try to picture what those roots look like. They're matted, they're coiled, they're in the bag, they're old. You are asking those roots that are coiled and matted to uncoil and grow straight through the soil. Mission impossible. That's not going to happen. So what we need to have is to have plants that are younger, and you can change the nutrition system to get the crop to grow quicker and more rooted in the beginning. That's just a change in nutrition, so that we can transplant those seedlings or those plants or those tomato or citrus or whatever earlier, with the taproot more poised to grow straight through the soil, not coil and so on. Now, if you think that through, apart from the fact, and I was telling Ramesh, our audience tomorrow might be surprised to know that a papaya as a crop can be 6 months from seed, from transplant. What is the norm? 9.5, 10.5 months. Well, part of this 6-month story, which I have done and experienced for the last 20 plus years, since my son was 3 years old, is part of what we're talking about. Seedling age, it's a revision. So you ask me, so what do we need to review what we're doing normally? Well, that's one. It's very simple. No rocket science. But that crop now, so let's talk now, how is that related? We talk a little bit about yield, maybe. How is that related to the issues presented by climate change? One of them certainly is anticipated drought, extreme heat, right? Extreme heat, maybe drought.
Yes, and we're going to be seeing quite a lot of this.
You've done your work, you've done your research, right?
Yes.
Clearly, and from what they say, I think you're talking a next time, a block of maybe 5 to 7 years before it switches around La Nina and El Nino, whichever one. But it's getting worse. So if you think, and I want you to reflect on the viewers, tomato in Trinidad, I suppose, peaked during Christmas week at $32 a pound. Now, while that is sort of customary because, you know, it's supply and demand and Christmas and whatnot, 32 is off the chart. Sweet pepper and Ramesh and other crops were very expensive. Well, that was directly related to the extreme heat that we had in September, October, November. We are in January. This is normally the coolest time of the year. December, January, February, March, maybe. Right? What are the temperatures? 32, 33. Nighttime temperatures 24, 25. That is directly related to the capacity of tomato and other crops to flower, pollination, fruit set, fruit development. I just gave you a foundational reason.
Listen to me.
With all that high heat that we had, the tomatoes couldn't flower, nor could they set. They were aborting all the time. No. So that's what the crops will do. How can we respond to that? Maybe we may select varieties that are more tolerant. That ain't going to happen tomorrow. We have time, that it requires time. Breeding work doesn't happen overnight. the technology that we are talking, and we will discuss a lot tomorrow, and we did that with the Argyle group in September, October. I think we were here in September. We had a group of about, what, 50 plus?
Yes.
In Kendall. All right?
Yeah.
I would dare to say, ma'am, that their world has changed. All right? Saying it simply. Well, we need to change here too. We need to bring more transformative technology. I just mentioned a very simple approach to crop production where we were talking about the taproot. No rocket science, but I assure you that our nurseries are stuck in a warp, hear the word that I'm using, for the last 25 and 30 years. And we are approaching the coming period, as he said, with the same mindset and the same tools. All we know is climate change is upon us, we need to do this and we need to do that, right? But what are these simple things? I just mentioned one. What does that taproot growing deeper and more aggressively in the soil mean? And that growth pattern is limited in period between transplant and before the first flower expresses. It's a window. All right? You're talking a little crop physiology now. So you'll have a limited time. If you're past that time, the crop will no longer focus on root development. It's now studying flowering and fruiting. See the stages now, right? We're running it quickly. So it's critical to understand what the crop is doing in the beginning, when, window, maximize on the root development. Why? It may stand to reason that if the root is going deeper into the soil, what does that mean? It should be anchored better, because we're facing extreme rain and heavy wind and whatever. We will be feeding from a wider area of soil, which may imply we will have access to more moisture and more nutrients since we are feeding from a wider soil. What I just said to you, I learned in school 35 years ago, right? No rocket science, except we're not doing it. And we blaming all kind of things. No policy, no this, no government, all kind of... Not that those things are not true too. But they are fundamentals.
Very practical solutions.
Fundamentals. I give you one.
No, I mean, when you look, I mean, for us, you know, just regular citizens, and when you go on to buy crops, vegetables and so on, whether it be from farmers like Mr. Ramesh or from the grocery and whatnot, one thing that we're constantly faced with is that they don't last very long.
Yeah.
Is there practical solutions to help our farmers, you know, produce crops that last?
Well, you're raising another sensitive topic, but I will try. So, a lot of the crops we grow, remember we are growing the crops on the same piece of soil year in, year out. It's not renewing, it's not being renewed. And so we've come to a place where you need to substitute or add additional nutrients. So now we're talking synthetic fertilizers. And I want to say to the audience, by the way, and everybody will talk, well, urea is artificial and it's synthetic. Ammonium nitrogen.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
It has one smell. Ammonia smells. So when you pass and you have the load of pen manure or chicken manure, how does it smell? Ammonia. Well, it's the same smell urea has. They both contain the same nutrient. Okay? One is synthetic, one is through the manure. The issue is not the nutrient, the issue is how much we use and when. So manure naturally will disintegrate and decompose and release the nutrients slowly to the plant. The urea is like if you add salt in water. Whoa, it's gone salty, right? Well, it's the same thing with urea. So now we have to talk placement, quantity, timing. All that, those are training areas. You would be shocked. Certainly in Trinidad, I know how much it is in Tobago. We wasting, we fertilizing every week in a crop that should not be fertilized more than 2-3 times in a 9-month period. You're fertilizing every week. are the dots. They're looking nice and good, but they will break down fast because they're not balanced. That is a training area, right? Now I have a pet, I suppose peeve one might say. Why at 2023, 2024, we still had to revisit that? That's a basic thing I just said. But it is speaking that we need a critical review of our practices and of the sector. Not rocket science. Nothing I have said, ma'am, for the last 10 minutes or whatever is rocket science. Nothing. But I am certain that the way it was presented, have you reviewing quickly what you think.
Certainly. I mean, and then when we think about, as we're talking about climate change and everything too, one of the things that are even affecting our seas and whatnot is the increase of fertilizer runoff from the farms. And so farmers continue, like you said.
Injudicious use.
Right, and that is now affecting the health of our reefs and causing challenges for our land, which is also going to cause challenges for farmlands.
So there's an urgent review of how we use our resources. In fact, tomorrow we're going to be talking about using microbial technologies to release stored nutrients in the soil. That's one might say that's the cutting edge of the soil nutrition frontier. That is not a new technology, that is 25 years ago. Right? It's stuck in the universities. Next comment. We're doing the research and we're reviewing for the last 10 years and whatnot, and it is not impacting on the farmers. Well, if I had to say in my personal capacity as chairman of MIATID, Marbista, I told you I knew papaya is a 6 months crop 20 plus years ago. We have tried to collaborate with others. Well, no more. Time to get on the ground in a different way. I have been on the ground and we have been on the ground regionally. I worked in Belize and Jamaica, right down to Suriname. I was in Suriname last week. I'm going to send some pictures of you where I was in the rice field with the rice farmers in Naikiri. That's what it really needed. So part of the institute, or purpose of the institute, is to bring the research. I'm a trained agronomist. Everybody tomorrow, they are highly trained people. Enough of the old talk. It is in one sense, as I was saying, Ramesh, I don't know if I'm going overboard, but in one sense, if it is true that we have known and been doing these things in other places for 20 plus years, who lose? Who have lost? The people that you said up at the top, that are very special people. To be a farmer, by the way, you have to have plenty belly to I don't mean that in the literal sense, but you have to have plenty guts. Right. You're facing crop loss every year. The weather, the price, they can't get this, all kind of nonsense they're facing over and over. To be a farmer, I have said to my staff and to others, you have to be a special human being. As one. So we need to honor that. Because clearly, if the farmer is not involved, we have no food to eat. As simple as that. But from my perspective, and I guess I'm personalizing it, if what I say is true, then we've lost a lot of time. The simple thing I just said to you about the root system is not rocket science. I can recall the lecture in the university in my agronomy days. He's now deceased, Dr. Dayanand Rajkumar. And Dr. Dayanand Rajkumar, teaching a group of, in those days it was 50, 60 people in our classroom, now it's 10. So I suppose that's a comment and a statement of where agriculture is. And I remember him distinctly teaching us about what I just said to you. When you're planting a tree crop, ensure that the root growth, as far as it's possible, which it is done directly in the soil. If you're planting, don't bend the roots outside, you follow? Yes. So, but you would be amazed how many of us not doing that. And let me make it worse. So we train, I'm giving you a dynamic now. We train to be relevant, with the word, because we trained in an academic setting, maybe with a 1 or 2 year practical. I was an agronomist, that was my background. But you come out now and you have to meet the farmers on the ground. To be practical, well, you need to see what the farmers doing. And we need to learn from what they're doing, especially the senior farmers and or the successful farmers. Very often that process does not gain from the benefit of what we learn. It is primarily driven by what the farmer is doing, who has been successful, and we repeat it. And we go down the road now and teach the other person the same thing. If you're listening carefully, there are positives that will be transmitted, and very often there will be negatives that will be continued. That, my dear, is the history of our agriculture. With all the trained people we have in this country, by the way, wherever that land it land, this stage in life really don't matter.
Well, I'm very much enjoying this conversation, and I could continue talking with you
I imagine,
for hours. But we have to unfortunately wrap this morning. But if you learned, I certainly learned quite a lot, and you took me back to some of those early lesson days from agriculture in school and stuff like that, and how important those were. And those things were lost in our practical application throughout. But certainly, if you want to hear more, tomorrow it's happening at Mr. Ramesh. Just give the details very quickly.
So 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Chopper Cultural Complex and finishing at 4 p.m. It is we having certificate. It's a participant, attending, would be getting a certificate for attendance. Whole day we there, so we expect to feed the people, over 100 people. We must feed them. And we're having a little coffee break for them and things like that. So they would be well taken care of at that venue. So we don't expect them to leave. And a matter of fact, the seminar that we had at Kendall for 4 days, it was, well attended, and they stayed for the 5 days. And I'm expecting for 1 day here, a matter of fact, we get people from all over Tobago, right? So it's not just country alone we look at. We look at all over Tobago, and 100 people we catered for, and we got 100 people, and surplus, and we oversubscribed.
Well, so viewers, if you are a farmer, whether you're a small or a large farmer or somewhere in between, this is something that you need to go to and make sure that
it's closed. It's closed. It's quite what is quite likely we probably have to rerun the course, but the registrations, Ms. Adiram, who is our program assistant for MIATID, informed me last week that it was closed, I think, at Friday. We have maybe about 40 or more, 50 people want to attend, but unfortunately we had to lock off. Right?
Well,
but I think we probably do it again.
That's probably a good sign, and it means that we need to have this happen more often.
Can I just stick one pin in there?
Very quickly.
Now, I'm just hoping the Assembly really buy into this concept with Mar Vista Institute of Training in Agriculture, to see them as a necessity to the farmers of Tobago, right? And let us work together as a partner, to ensure that the farmers on the ground get the technology, the science behind the technology, and let us work together.
Thank you so much, you both, for a very enriching conversation this morning. All right, viewers, and that's how we're going to have to wrap things out, because we are definitely over time. So thank you for being here with us, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Let's go, go.